Hey everybody, welcome to DanPrattles, the stream that contains adult language and childish behavior. My name is Dan, that's me, this is my stream, welcome. What can you expect on these streams? I play some games, I talk a lot of nonsense, and you are cordially invited to join me on this search for meaning in a place that decidedly has no meaning at all. What's that place? Well, it's called life, isn't it? Hey, welcome to the stream. Let's pull up and play a little bit of Conan Exiles and talk a little bit today. And today, oh gosh, golly, good grief, we've got a topic today. Gonna dive into it in a little bit once I've got a little play in. But today, checked out the pilot for the series DareDevil Born Again. Have some thoughts, I do. Have some thoughts. Spoilers. In terms of my opinion on things, I felt it was a little bit of a mixed bag. Granted, you can't tell too much from a pilot, and taking into account where the show has been and where the characters have been, naturally, of course, there needed to be a little bit of, how can I put this? Damage control that the pilot had to address. But we will get into that, don't you worry. Don't you fret. We will talk a little bit about the series DareDevil Born Again, specifically the pilot. Because there were things in there that I liked, and there were things in there that I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. So we will talk. Oh yes, we will talk. Stick around. Quick check around the base, Everything's looking fine, right where I left it. Nothing burnt down. Incredible, considering this over here. That's just, I mean, really? A burning brazier and candles over my top, like that? Doing such things in front of my OSHA manual over here? Poof. Good thing it's a game, right? Anyway, let's sally on. Oh! Maureen! Good to have you on board, my friend. Yes, going to be chatting Daredevil. And I am awake. I am awake. I need like a little ding or notification or a little like, yo, whenever there's a message come in. Because otherwise I don't notice them. Hey, using a new sound system here, using a new microphone setup, was told that I'm a little bit soft in some of my streams. Look, I'm over 40. It's going to happen. But hopefully this is a little bit better. This situation is a bit more improved. Ha ha ha. And good to see a familiar face in the chat. I'm going to talk serious today. I'm going to talk about Daredevil. And on we go. But first, let's do a little bit of admin. Let's do a little bit of checking in. When it comes to these conversations, I usually kick off at around about the 10-minute, 15-minute mark. So you're welcome to skip ahead if you're watching this post-stream. But leading up until there, I like to loosen up. I like to just get into things. I like to just sort of ease my way into the conversation. Nice and easy. Hey. Let me know what you think of the new microphone. Anyway, onward with the game. Now, if you had tuned in previously, I was in the process of making some steel fire. Primary ingredient for making steel in the furnace with iron bits. So let's get that on the go. In it goes. Ta-da. Oh, golly gumption. Here's some steel bars I made earlier. Now, what I want to do with these steel bars, very important in terms of the game. Got to level 30. That means I can make something called a sand mask. No more worrying about getting caught in sandstorms, because that otherwise would wreck your shirt. But don't worry, we've got enough for a sand mask happening here. Yes, we do. Anyway, let's soldier on. Okay, chat's behaving itself, YouTube's behaving itself, OBS hasn't cocked. I think this stream is in good hands. Would be the first time the stream fell apart, though. Technology. What can you do? Except moan a bit, I guess. And there we are. Sandstorm breathing mask. Gonna keep that in my inventory, lest I get caught in a sandstorm and cock it. What's good about this is that it means I can explore a little bit with impunity. I can check out the lay of the land, get a feel for things. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put some old weapons into the dismantling bench. Recycle my stuff. Listen, recycling, very important. Make sure you separate your plastics from your, I don't know, what is it? Glass? I don't know. My wife does all the recycling. I just kind of acquiesce and carry the bag out each Monday. All right. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Learned some new emotes as well. Before we head out, quick word with Mitra. Got to take care of your spiritual side of things, eh? Praise Mitra. All right, everything's looking good at camp. Let's do a little bit of an explore, shall we? Let's do a little bit of an outing before we get into today's subject and DareDevil Born Again. Well, I had to restart the page to watch the stream live after not actually showing up after the deadline expires. I don't know. That might be an OBS not talking properly to... that might be an OBS not talking properly to YouTube thing. It's a little annoying. That is a little bit annoying. I wonder if there's a miscommunication. That's annoying. So if people are waiting in the wings and I fire it up on OBS, it doesn't automatically come through to YouTube. Bugger nuts. Oh, well. Although I did notice something when I started up. Are these guys still chasing my ass? No, they're not. I did notice one thing though. When I started on OBS, usually it says, "Oh, there is a stream waiting to be initiated. Do you want to use this?" And it didn't ask me that this time. So mayhap, it's not doing that. Honestly, I'm in uncharted territory here, guys. You're gonna have to excuse me while I figure this all out. Get the technicalities of things squared away. Let's head into this direction. It's starting to get a bit dark, but you know what? I fear not the night, for I am one of the terrors of the night. I am the Reebok and the Nike. Oh, is that what you were saying, Moreno? Wake up. Oh, here it begins. You had to refresh it. Ah, man. I'll have a look at that. I'll see. I'm pretty certain it's a OBS versus YouTube thing, that it's not kicking off the stream. I wonder why. Hang on. Okay. Okay. I figured it out. I figured it out. Big brain time. Okay. Marina, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I see now there is a select stream option in OBS. That will sort me out. Fudge. Now I know. Now I know. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. That means... But now, if I connect it now, is it going to... is it going to... no, it's not. It's not going to bum me out. Look at that. Now I'm getting my views. Now I can see current viewers. Happy days. Happy days. I'm just going to quickly do this. Bop. I'm going to do that. Bop. Ah, stupendous. Fixed up. Fixed up. You see? I am a genius. Genius. Oh. No, just kidding. I'm a certified moron. Nah, must be with that hyena. At least I know now for next time. Now I know for next time. I've got to hit the refresh button on OBS to connect to the stream. Who would have known? Not me. Unless Moreno, my man over here, had said something. Fucking legend. Alright. Now, oh, we've got still angry music. Get that hyena. Get him, stab him. Make him dead. Update about the channel. Got my very first short up. Yeah, that's right. Funny little clip that went up. Compliments of my man Moreno in the chat here. Much appreciated. Shout out. Okay, that's him down. Let's pick a direction I want to go in. Let's have a look. I want to head up here. Head up here. Am I going to harangue the locals? No, leave them be. Leave them be. Checky time, checky time. 10 minutes into the stream. Give it another 5 minutes before we can talk Daredevil. Hey? Before we get into our Daredevil conversation. Yeah. Distant fires burning on the horizon. It is a world of darkness with only pinpoints of light. Fucking hyenas trying to eat my ass. And not eat my ass in the fun way. Oh, there's Bongo Town. Oh, I mustn't call it Bongo Town though. Just now somebody takes offense. Alright. Traveling upwards and onwards. Let's freaking go. Now once again, I'm hoofing it without my actual horse. I don't know why I've got this aversion to using my mount. It's like I'm like, you know what? I want to experience the game as it should be, or maybe the mount is just a schlep and I just can't be bothered to take him everywhere. Also, not the best place to park. You know, you leave your horse for a bit, you come back, damn thing's on bricks. Oh. Neighborhood's really gone down. Oh. Is that a kudu? Yeah, he's going to tangle with me. Watch this. Bloody kudu. And that doesn't do them justice, by the way. Kudus are big bastards. I mean... yeah. They're significantly bigger than that in real life. Spent a lot of my childhood at Skokuza, and let me tell you, these guys come up to the fence and they are huge. Or maybe I'm just thinking back with a child's perspective. Maybe I'm just thinking back when I was like knee-high to a grasshopper and I was like, everything's big. But I'm pretty certain, yeah, kudu are larger than that. They're big bastards. Big bastards. Oof, loving this new sword. Ooh, good gravy. Carving up the baddies with this one. Oh, look, I got turned around again. Mother's puss bucket. Alright, let's go this way. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. No, not really. Okay, so this is good. This is good, actually. Learning every day. So if I don't connect OBS to the very specific stream that I've got set up, scheduled, it's going to be like nothing. Whoever's waiting for you can keep waiting, unless they hit the refresh button. Oh. Learning so much. Learning so much. Okay, level 31. Oh, it's all coming together. Oh, don't want to tangle with all of them. Puff. I'll take the long way around. Oh no! What did I just say? I was trying to avoid you asshats. Oh well. Sometimes there's just no avoiding the perils of life. Oh, I know that about the streams. Yeah, I feel as if I've personally leveled up as a streamer, just knowing that bit of information. Fuck. All right. Got plenty of coal. Don't need that. See, there's iron up ahead. Oh no, are you angry? Oh! Finish him. Sweaty Boatman wins. Fatality. And there's your buddy up there on the rise giving me shears. Keep coming across these cages and they're empty. It's very disappointing. I was told that there would be recruits in there. Oh. Well, the fatalities are coming in fast and thick. My goodness. Shh, be very, very quiet. Because this is Sparta. Alright, let's get this bastard. Got you, bud. Oh. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Go straight to jail. Jailer. Oh no, I'm getting flanked here. Let me deal with this guy. Bam! Look at that. That's what you get for messing with me, yo. Ooh, 15 minutes past. 15 minutes past. Let's leave these guys to it, and we will get into today's topic of conversation. I watched the pilot to the... not going to mind any fucking iron with that. I watched the pilot of the reattempt, should I say, at the DareDevil series. Okay, before you talk about DareDevil Born Again pilot, you should know that I am fasting this... Oh! Okay, well, a blessed Ramadan to you, my friend. What's he saying on fasting, or rather having... here's the thing. Outside of the religious context, which I can't really comment on because, you know, I'm not particular. I'm quite a-religious. The word I'm looking for is agnostic. But in terms of fasting, from a health perspective, there is a lot of information and a lot of reading out there that indicates that regular fasting is good. No, look, hey. These marks, I mean, I'll change. If I see a comment in the stream and someone has asked me a question, I will stop the boat. I will turn the stream around and we'll talk about what you want to talk about. Just because I've got a topic of conversation keyed up doesn't mean that what you guys say is, you know, not more important. I can prattle on, don't you worry. I'm here all day. Well, not really. But if you guys have questions, or if you want to engage, or if you have something on your minds, I will slam the brakes because I would love to hear from you. So we can talk about DareDevil just now. But first things first, a very blessed and a very happy Ramadan to you. And in terms of fasting, well, I can't speak from a religious and enlightenment point of view of the benefits of fasting. There is tons of documentation and information out there talking about the benefits from a health perspective from fasting, taking regular fasts. We as human beings and our current lifestyles, we eat too regularly. Food has gotten to the point where it's so abundant that we don't stop enough to allow our bodies to rest and digest. And there's a process in the body that takes place. I forget gone blank on the the technical term for it, that happens in your body when you stop eating for an extended period of time. You do go through ketosis, but there's another thing that happens as well in terms of how your body starts to behave. And apparently it is recommended that at least once every 6 months you have a 3-day fast. And that's a water fast though. Let me rephrase. That's including water. You cut out everything but water. And I've tried it once before and it is tough. But there's this weird thing that goes on where You don't eat for a day, and you are miserable. You are miserable as hell. And then the second day becomes a little bit easier, but you feel hungry, but you don't feel as if you're going to like lash out because you haven't eaten. Your body starts adjusting. And on the third day, I noticed this strange thing. I don't know if it's a biological thing or if there's anything to support what I experienced. But on the third day of not eating, and this was a good while back, but I still remember it very clearly. I described it to my wife as I kind of entered into hunter mode, where it felt like just for that day, my senses sharpened, my awareness increased, I felt a bit lighter on my feet, as if my body was like, okay, you haven't eaten in a while, you need to track down some food, all right? Grab a spear, get in the bush. Kind of, it's a very primal thing. I know it's cheesy, I know it's corny, but it's what I experienced. And that's just, you know, I should really try it again. But, yeah. Fasting's a good thing, my friend. It's, and also, I can absolutely understand from a spiritual point of view, from a restricting yourself from eating. And on a very basic level, it teaches us to appreciate what we have. Look, for the most part in our lives, food is plentiful. Not always the best food, but in terms of quality or how good it is for our diet. But it's not difficult to get our hands on something to eat in this world we live in today. But kind of stopping yourself, kind of being mindful of not eating, I think that teaches us a bit. So, yeah, I think that's a very long-winded and very roundabout way of saying I think fasting is a good idea. And, oh, Lord knows, with a bit of midlife spread setting in for me, I could do with a bit of fasting. But all the same, a very blessed and a very happy Ramadan to you. But now, let's talk about the subject of Daredevil and Born Again. I love the original Daredevil series that was on Netflix. It is excellent. I think Charlie Cox, who plays Matt Murdock, pardon the pun for the new series, was born to play the role. He is excellent, and he threw himself in. And the surrounding cast were great, and the way he sparked off Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin, that dynamic those characters had was amazing. So I was both delighted and a little worried when I heard the news that they were going to resurrect the Daredevil series. When it first started going into production, there were a lot of alarm bells. Both Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio had voiced silent concerns, not so silent concerns, but they were signaling that things weren't so great in the production. And a lot of people, ancillary people around the production, said it's not shaping up well. And they very, very quickly re-hit the drawing board on it. And it was going to be called something else. They renamed it to DareDevil Born Again. And I watched the pilot, and I think it's good. I thought it was a good start going out. Things that I received well, things that I thought were noteworthy. Both D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox slipped back into their respective roles with absolute ease, and it felt like I was watching the old series again. They have an understanding of their respective characters to the point where it's almost like a comfortable pair of shoes. They just could pop them back on and once again re-inhabit those characters, and that was great to see. Another good thing, fucking hell. Get away from me, Spider-Man. This is not your show. The other thing that was great to see was there's a lot of the old cast that came back. A lot of the side characters were included again that we knew and loved from the previous series. But that loops into one of my concerns, because two of the returning characters seemingly made appearances and were very, very quickly discarded. By all accounts, these characters are not going to be appearing in the show again. In fact, truth of the matter is, there's a third character who's a recurring character, and I don't think she's going to be much in the show as well. It felt like these characters were included more as a throwaway member berry than anything else. They had a few scenes. Oh shit, I've landed in the middle of... Oh no! Don't kill me, Dafari! I'm very chewy, don't put me in the pot. Alright. Grab your key quickly, and the broth. And, run away! Run away! Don't worry, I remember what I was going to say. So it seemed like there were some characters that were brought back, sort of just to be dangled in front of the audience, and then were quickly snatched away. And I was like, oh man, you didn't need to do that. I was bought in. I was already there. You didn't need to just bring back characters to say, this is, remember these guys? Remember these guys? Okay, bye. It felt strange and it felt a little forced. And for people who were particular fans of certain characters, they're going to be upset when they watch the pilot and they go, oh my word. What was the point of having this character or that character in just to have this happen? Maybe things will develop. Can't really say. It is very early days. Another thing that I did worry about, and this is a bit of a weird one, because this is not something that bugs me either way. It's not something that I'm particularly concerned about, but I know there's people out there that are going to pick up on this and they're going to go, fuck. Mild spoiler. I say this as a mild spoiler because it is in the trailer, but Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, has decided to go legit. Legit. We'll see if that sticks. And he has decided the best way that he can continue his quest of serving New York is by running for office and becoming mayor of New York. And it's all about him rising to political power. What was kind of interesting to see was the pilot went to a lot of effort of showing people on the street being interviewed. What's your opinion of Wilson Fisk running for mayor? And the responses ranged from, well, he's a criminal and he shouldn't be mayor, and how can we be supporting this guy when he is being prosecuted? To people saying, I like Fisk. He gets things done. He's no nonsense. And yeah, maybe he broke some of the rules along the way, but that makes him a little bit of a badass. And you know what? That just means he's prepared to, do what it takes to get things done. I was like, this is very similar rhetoric to something we've seen recently in current day politics. And then I had a fat laugh, because there's a scene towards the end of the pilot where Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock and Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk are sitting in a coffee shop talking about the changes in their lives, and because Matt Murdock knows that Wilson Fisk is a no good dirty scumbag, and Wilson Fisk knows that Charlie Cox is DareDevil, so they know each other's secrets, so they're trying to feel each other out, and it's a great scene. It is a great scene, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It is whoever filmed that and whoever scripted that very clearly saw the movie Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, and they have a very, very similar scene in a diner as well. So that was good to see. But there's one point where, you know, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, says to Kingpin, so what are your intentions? What are you actually up to? Or what do you want? And so help me, Kingpin was like, I want to make New York. And I was like, oh, he's going to say great again. And there's this very long pause. I want to make New York a better future. And I was like, you motherfuckers. That was so deliberate. Come on. There's going to be people seeing that and they're going to go, oh, guess who Wilson Fisk is coded as? Like, not that I care, but I know there's people out there that are going to get annoyed when they see that. And I'm like, oh, guys, you could have cut that out. You could have left that alone. In spite of all that, the pilot had some fantastic performances in. Like I said, the two main roles are like, it's like they never stopped performing in the original series. I will say it was it's a slow start. There is a action set piece in the beginning, but it's kind of, it felt a little bit inserted just to have, you know, a bit of a bang, shoo, wow moment. And then there's a lot of talking about feelings in hallways, unfortunately. So we'll see how it pans out. Another minor thing that I was not mad about, and this is going to seem like a very strange thing to harp on, a very peculiar thing to go, grr. I was a huge fan. I was a huge fan of the original opening credits scene, with that music that softly plays and the red wax falling over the statues, and it looks so good. That sort of visual effect of the idea of how Matt Murdock perceives the world. And they've remade the intro, and it's okay, but it's not as punchy as that original opening sequence. Oof. So yeah, slow start, some strange choices, but I am cautiously optimistic. News on the street is that in terms of the reshoots and the retooling of the series, the first half is closer to what it was originally going to be, and then the second half of the first season of DareDevil Born Again is going to be more in line with the updated view that they have for it. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little worried. But hopefully, it all plays out in the end. If any of you out there have seen it, if any of you have any intentions of seeing it, if you'd rather not be bothered at all, love to hear your views. Hey now, look at this. Kevin's not moving. Did you run out of food, Kevin? Kevin ran out of food. Halfway through the onboarding system. Look at that. All right, let me speak to HR. Let me see if I can get you sorted out, Kevin. I want my Fletcher, yo. Another named person in the crew. Delightful. Anyway, that was my rant. That was my concerns. That's my views on the trailer. The pilot for DareDevil Born Again. I know, it's not that boring. I do find it interesting, though, that one of the things about the character Matt Murdock, one of the things about Daredevil is that he was raised quite a devout Catholic. And of course, the phrase born again is very much in the Christian mythos. So I find that's a very interesting choice, because religion in entertainment has been a little bit of a no-go. Them leaning into that, interesting. It is interesting. Ooh, drop some of these bugs. They're weighing me down. Now, bugger these arrows. Let's head home. Make some gruel to go into the Wheel of Persuasion. Not Wheel of Pain. We're not doing Wheel of Pain. I'm going to get another angry letter from HR, if I call it that. We're trying to entice people. We're trying to get people on board. Hello. Got some comments going on here. Dan, read your comments. I've been very out of touch with the mole stuff since Endgame. My friend, if you have been out of touch since Endgame, you have not missed much. There's not a lot pulling you in. I've seen all the Spider-Man. Yeah, the Spider-Man stuff are good. Feels like homework now. It is homework. It is. I see that one of the big announcements coming up is that the MCU have got a Secret War movie coming out, Avengers Secret War, and I was confused because didn't we already have a Secret War? There's been a Secret War. There was a Secret War, wasn't there? Why is there a movie called Secret War? And then I saw there was a series called Secret Invasion. And I'm like, oh, that's confusing. So I can only imagine the Joe Schmo on the street going, what do I need to watch to be up to date with MCU at the moment? It's bewildering. Had the spoilers about Daredevil as a person that haven't watched the Daredevil before the release of GTA 6. It should... Amazing and dandy. Yeah, I hope so. I hope the Daredevil series comes off. I'll give Daredevil a bash because I love the Netflix series. Yeah, the Netflix series is outstanding. Good to see the Punisher again. That's right. Punisher's coming through again. Oh, I love that first season of the Punisher. Second season of the Punisher on Netflix was okay, but the first one was like, whew. Bernthal is just amazing as the Punisher. Yeah. Well, something else I was going to say about the MCU. I feel as if, it has become homework. It has become a lot. Oh man, I had a very clever, insightful and witty point to make, and now it's like, brain farted away. Oh well, it'll come to me in a flash of brilliance. And also there's talk about Feige on the ropes, if you believe the rumor mill, which I certainly do not. He's not happy there, or people aren't happy with him, so they want him out, or he wants to go out, and bollocks to that, I say. It's become this unwieldy nonsense thing, and it's so sad because they had the keys of the kingdom to Endgame. They really had something special, and now it feels so bloated and so, I don't know what they're trying to do with it. I think the big culprit was the whole Disney Plus thing and trying to just pump out series. I think that just ended up diluting things. The other weird thing as well, and this I found very, very strange, talking about the original Daredevil Netflix series, because I watched a little bit of it again, just to refresh, just to, work my way up, and I watched a little bit of Luke Cage and a little bit of Jessica Jones, just to get a sense of the shows, and they're great shows. But it's very clear that those series were intended to be part of the MCU from the jump, because there's references to the first Avengers movie and what happened in New York. And then all of a sudden, it seems like that was cut off. Yeah, got to keep that money. Yeah, that teeters, as long as it doesn't run dry, they'll keep milking. And it seems like the Netflix series were always intended to be part of the MCU. And then they backtracked that, and they were saying, no, this is his own thing. It's not part of the MCU anymore. And then when they realized, oh, crud, this is the most popular thing we've got in the kitty. If we're going to resurrect it, it's got to be part of the MCU. So it's back in the MCU now. It's like, make up your minds. So yeah, I don't know who's steering the boat, but they're not looking where they're going. It's a shame, because they had something special on their hands with the MCU. They had something grand. And I just think yeah, it just snowballed into this big nonsense monstrosity. Yeah. And it has become work keeping up with it. There's this rumor that at some point Moon Knight's going to show up in the Daredevil series, and I'm like, Moon Knight, which one was that one? Oh, Oscar Isaac. Is he still in the MCU? It took me a moment to go, Moon Knight. Ah. That was the series that also had potential, and they balked it up. Moon Knight's actually quite a cool character. I read some of the earlier comics of his. Batty as hell. I mean, I say that because he's meant to be a Batman ripoff, but he is cuckoo. Oh, wow. We will see if the MCU... Oh, and speaking of the MCU... Oh, Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom. Oh, but why? Bobby, what you doing? Are you really that hard up for a paycheck? Why? Just bow out on that high. This is not the same MCU that you exited on. I mean... It's gonna change nothing. It's gonna change nothing. I love Robert Downey Jr. and I loved him as Iron Man. But him coming back as Doctor Doom, it reeks of desperation. Oh, no. Ah, man. Bubala. You should have taken the W and just rode into the sunset. Oh, God. Speaking of riding into the sunset, I'm riding in circles. Let's get this in here. Let's get that in here. That's going. Yeah. Jeez, and what was the... very recently, because Brave New World references it, I tried to watch the Eternals. Oh, good God. Because I've got this stupid thing, all right? I've got this dumb thing in my head. This kind of weirdness. It's my own personal damage. When somebody says, oh, this is... When I hear too many people say a thing is bad, and they say it's not redeemable, and it's like, don't watch it, and it's awful, and as soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. Dan, you eternal optimist, you'll watch this and you'll see the silver lining, won't you? Yeah, they had Downey in the in case of emergency break glass box. I don't even think it was that. I think Downey was genuinely out. I heard him in interviews saying, I'm not coming back. It'll be cheap if I come back. And then I think Feige got on his bloody knees and said, how hard do I have to suck? No, I'm joking, but I mean... but I watched the Eternals as well, and by the end of it, I was like, what did I watch? Okay, what good can I get out of this? What good is there in this movie? Well, nice to see Angelina Jolie get work. That's nice. Other than that, that was a waste of a movie. I still want to watch Shang-Chi though. I'm curious. That's got mixed reviews. Some people say it's a fun movie. Other people say it's the biggest load of bollocks. At some point I'll get to it. Wonder if he's ever going to show up. Old Shang-Chi. Right, that's going. This is going. Alright. This has all come together quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Alright. But yes, that is the sad state of the MCU. Or should I say the MCPU? Ah, see? That's why you came here. That clever, snappy repartee. Cunning linguist I am. Anyway. We shall see how it shakes out. Gotta be honest. Gotta be honest. I watched the Fantastic Four trailer and I thought it was pretty good. I think the Fantastic Four might be a good movie. Then they became a slave to their own style. It's frustrating. It is. I think the big issue is the lack of trust in their directors. Phase 1 and 2 and the visionary directors, that's the other thing. And I don't understand why a lot of the directors that they went with, like, I forget her first name, but I think it's Zoe Zhao, who did Eternals. Great indie movie maker, but not really seasoned in terms of big tentpole movies. And I think they've chosen directors and they've chosen creatives that they can, you know, manipulate, bully into what they feel they need. So when, you know, one of the execs comes onto the set and goes, you know what we need? You know what this movie needs? This movie needs more cowbell. And instead of the director going, no, piss off, we don't need any cowbell, they go, no, okay, you know, more cowbell. This movie needs more cowbell. And it doesn't need more cowbell, it needs more talent. Oh, I'm trying to think of all the other odds and ends that have gone into the MCU leading up to this. I tried watching. I mentioned that Secret War, Secret Invasion. Was it Secret Invasion, the series, the one with Sam Jackson? I watched. I think I got halfway through the first episode, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. No, thank you. But I do have a hot take. I do have a hot take. And I'm putting my head on a block for this one. And I think I'm setting myself up here. I think I'm going to be in deep trouble. But I think the Thunderbolts is going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to perform a lot better than people are expecting. I've got a feeling about that one. Possibly could be the biggest load of garbage. Who knows? But I watched the trailer again. And looking at the cast and how they're working together and seeing what they're trying to prevent. And I don't know how they're going to bring the Sentinel into all of this, but we will see. But I think the Thunderbolts is going to be fun. And I think it's going to be a bit of a sleeper hit. I've got a funny feeling that movie might be worth watching. Simply because it's not as I can't even say that. But it's relatively grounded heroes, you know, super soldiers and people with suits, as opposed to the madness that was the Eternals. But yeah, hot take, Thunderbolts is going to be fun. And it might just perform. Once again, held back by a director that's relatively inexperienced, but we shall see. We shall see. God. MCU. We were this close to greatness. As it stands, though, I am definitely going to check out the rest of the Daredevil series. I am definitely going to give that one a solid try. Apparently, you need to get up to... Well, this is the other thing that I can't stand. Everyone's saying, "Oh, you got to get past episode 4 before to really kick off." And like, Why must I invest 4 episodes in order for it to get good? How about being good from the jump? Hey, can we get that right? I have enough trust in the cast as it is in order to give it a decent outing. Although if we have more extended scenes about Matt Murdock's love life and him finding a date, I'm going to be like, it's a no from me. That was a bit of a thing in the pilot as well. Matt, you need to get out there and date some more. Oh, I don't know. I'll put you on a blind date. Oh. Quite literally, he goes on a blind date. They don't have the temerity to call it that, but yeah. I laughed at that. Matt Murdock going on a blind date? That's on the nose. Yeah. I've been watching The Rookie. That's my wife's go-to at the moment. Good solid TV, just good stuff. Yeah, and also Nathan Fillion's fantastic. Yeah, and it does know what it is, and it doesn't step out of its lane. I've watched a couple of the episodes. My wife has just burned through it, though. She loves it. Loves The Rookie. But yeah, you don't need to... You don't need to draw outside the lines, you know. Stick to what you're good at. Doesn't need to be anything highfalutin. If there's a formula that works, you can zhuzh it up a little bit, but you don't need to reinvent things. And let's be honest though, Nathan Fillion's charismatic as hell. Looking forward to see him take on Guy Gardner in the Superman movie. That's going to be a hoot. But also that I have no idea how that Superman movie is going to come out. I mean, everyone's saying James Gunn, he's good, he knows what he's doing, and I'm like, yeah, he does. But it's out of his wheelhouse. Yep, watch the first season. Only the first season of Reacher. That was great. That was great. And Richardson as Reacher is fantastic. Better than Tom Cruise trying to do it in a movie. Good God. That was weird. But yeah, I haven't seen... There's a 3rd season already out, isn't there? I watched the first season of Reacher. That was just like good testosterone fun. Oh shit, I still haven't... Kevin, are you still doing fuck all over there? Alright. Don't worry, Kevin, I'll get you some gruel. Get you some gruel. Yeah, but Reacher was a buttload of fun. I need to catch up on that one. Brother watched it, and he was like, oh, you gotta watch Reacher. That guy's huge. Apparently for season 3, they got an even huger guy to be his nemesis. Yeah, and it does have that 90s action feel to it. It does indeed. All right. Kevin's back at work. You keep going, Kevin. You'll be joining this organization in no time. Put you at the carpenter's bench. That's what I'm gonna do. I kind of wish that the Marvel stuff would do that. Strip it down, get back to basics, smaller stories, smaller takes, lower budgets, just cool stories. I'm kind of hoping, look, I'm probably going to be dead wrong on this. I'm kind of hoping that's what the Thunderbolts are going to be. A bit more of a pared down story, a bit more of a back to basics. But then they're going to throw the Sentinel in, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe not. But that would be unimpressive. Sarcasm. Yeah, it would. But yeah, I kind of wish they would. And that's why I like the Daredevil series, because once again, it's that street hero, you know, the less macro, more micro view, which I really enjoy. And I think that's the direction they should have gone in post-Endgame. They've gone and saved the universe. There doesn't need to be another world-ending, universe-ending multiverse nonsense thing that needs to be addressed. They should have brought it down a little bit. They should have done what they did in Winter Soldier, where it's not about saving the world, but about the heroes having personal stakes. They don't need to save the world, they need to save a loved one. They don't need to keep the timeline intact. They just need to make sure that everything's well in their life and there's a threat that threatens them directly. It's not about destroying the world. It's about a bad guy that's got a bone to pick with them, and they've got to deal with that in that way. Make it personal. And then work your way back up to, oh no, there's a giant death laser in the sky. Because that's how we get invested in the characters, and that's how we end up caring about them when everything is about to come undone. There should have been more personal hero stories. You know, the usual drill, the usual. That's why the Spider-Man movies work so well, because there was a personal element to it. And these were things that affected Spider-Man, Peter Parker, directly. And it wasn't so much about, yeah, there were baddies to beat up, sure, but it wasn't about these great cosmic things. The multiverse was the worst thing that they could have dived into with the MCU. That was a mistake. Because now, I mean, you talk about it becoming convoluted, this strange smorgasbord gestalt thing. As soon as you incorporate the multiverse, then you eliminate all stakes, because the worst possible things could happen to the world. But don't worry, there's another reality out there where it's all fine. So why should I care? Why should I care? Guess what? I don't. Oh shit, I got stuck on the tent. Flaps down, baby. But that's why I'm into this. I'm curious about this Daredevil series. That's why I'm interested in the Thunderbolts. Because, oh look, Thunderbolts might. I'm putting my tongue in my cheek with this one. But I like the idea that it's just super soldiers and people with gadgets rather than lightning gods or cosmic heroes or fucking wizards. Only time will tell. Speaking of time, I see I've got about 3 minutes left before the hour is up. Grab some quick twine on this side over there. I'm going to start wending my way home, because Daddy's got some work to do. Oh. Come on, give me some seeds, you bastard. There we go. Not a lot of seeds, but that'll do. That'll kick me off for tomorrow. I'll put some stuff in various benches, get everything squared away. Get old sweaty boatman back to his house. And I think that is where we're going to call it for today, everyone. Gosh, guys, thanks for joining me on this one. Thanks for indulging me on my harangue, my whinge, my moan, potentially. My concerns and worries about Daredevil Born Again. Hopefully it washes out fine, but we will see. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say my faith in Marvel has been suitably eroded, but who knows? Maybe this is the comeback story we've all been hoping for, and they can snatch the chestnuts out of the fire. But be that as it may, my name is Dan. This has been DanPrattles. I stream Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and with a bit of gaming and a whole lot of talking nonsense. And you are all very cordially invited to join me as I spew my thoughts onto the internet. All the same, have a wonderful Thursday further. Hey, tomorrow's Friday, nearly weekend. Hang in there. I'll catch you all tomorrow. And as they say in the classics, Arrivederci. Bye.